Hey, Barbell Logic listeners. What you're about to hear is one of a few episodes I recorded with my original co-host, Scott Hambrick. His life and lifting have changed a lot since you last heard him on the podcast. And in these episodes, we discussed what's changed and just catch up. And we also talk about lifting. Now, an important reminder that these podcasts are for entertainment purposes only. Scott's opinions are not necessarily the opinions of Barbell Logic or myself, but it makes for some pretty damn entertaining conversations. So Scott and I touch on cultural and political stuff that we don't normally touch on in the podcast. So if you don't want to hear that stuff, it's totally fine. We'll return to our normal podcast for barbell enthusiasts and coaches in just a couple weeks. If you've missed Scott on the podcast, I'm happy to bring this to you. I'm really proud of the podcast we recorded together, and I'm excited to have him back on the podcast for a few episodes. You can always listen to some of the older podcasts with Scott that are out in individual episodes or re-released in the series. If you want to just hear Scott, you can check out one of his podcasts, the Online Great Books podcast, the Music and Ideas podcast, and his new one, the Growing Resilience podcast, links for which you can find in the show notes. I hope you all enjoy the shows. You're listening to Barbell Logic,
the podcast where we talk about what it means to experience strength
and how you can use simple, hard, and effective strategies in training and nutrition to improve your life.
It starts with meeting you where you are right now and finding lasting solutions.
Welcome to the show.
This is part 2 of the show. Now we're going to talk about coachable infallibility.
Coachable infallibility. Okay.
Like papal infallibility.
Oh, I like papal infallibility. Got it.
I'm not infallible.
No, sure.
Like I don't always know what this person can do. Sometimes I miscalculate.
Right.
Flatly. Like I'm just wrong.
Sure.
I want to put myself in a position to undershoot, like you said.
Sure.
But more often I'm wrong because I didn't know the guy was going to take the red eye back to LA from New York.
That's exactly right.
Or that he got a little food poisoning or he got the booster. Right. So I don't know all those things and we end up messing up. And so I'm not, when I tell these people, do the program, it's not from ego from me. It's just like, we're continually running experiments and we can't do double blind because I don't have another one of you.
Sure. Right.
But we're continually running experiments, and the degree to which you depart from that is the degree to which the experiment completely fails.
That's right.
And you destroy any information I had.
That's right.
So now, if you do a triple and you think you had it for 5 and you put in the comments, man, I had that for 7, that's useful to me.
That's right. Me too.
I would appreciate that.
Yes, same.
Yeah, so this isn't about, what I say is gospel, but
right.
but I've often set up thoughtful experiments that I'm trying to run.
This is what we should do, coming back to the coachable infallibility, is that if you defy that and you do what you weren't supposed to, we should charge an indulgence. You should then just have to pay a bonus to your coach for not doing what they told you. So like, hey, if you want to go for 5, that's fine. It's just an extra $50.
But the thing you need to know is that when you pay the indulgence,
you're still not forgiven.
It leaves you poorer and your soul is still damaged.
That's right. I can't as easily forgive. No, it's tough, man. It's tough. All of that said, and I know you would probably say this. I hope you would say the same thing. The vast majority of my clients trust me tremendously to program for them.
They do.
And so, and the few that go off schedule, it's not that often. We joke around as a staff sometimes on Slack. We've got a couple of our coaches that have 1 or 2. There's a guy, I don't know if Burgos has got a client.
That guy, listen. That guy. You
would have killed him.
He needs to be fired.
Oh, I know. It's too funny at this point to fire.
Burgos will put in programming. He'll say, I need you to do 1 set of 5 at press at 185, whatever it is. And he'll put in the notes, whatever you do, no matter what you think, no matter what your impulse is, if you do more or less than this, you're going straight to hell.
I hate you forever.
I hate your guts.
Right. I'm going to come kill your dog, poop in your wife's purse. I'm doing it.
Like, absolutely. No matter what you think, you don't do anything but this.
That's right.
And then the guy will go deviate.
He'll be like, I know you said this, but I went ahead and decided to do 3 sets of 10.
Yeah, and not
I think he's a troll. At some point, is he a troll? Is he just trolling him It's
I don't
incredible.
even care. I don't
know,
even care.
The guy's paying for coaching.
I have too much self-respect.
I know. I fired one not long ago. It didn't go well. And I didn't handle it very well. I told him why, and it was just, anyway. So, you got to do it sometimes. I
fired a client at Online Great Books back in March. She's still like going on about me in Twitter. And she's like, oh, it's an echo chamber and he just can't stand somebody with different views. And I messaged her. I was like, you're not a political firebrand. I just don't like you. I hate you. You're a pain in the butt, And she's a boomer. And I'm like, recently the language has expanded to have a word for folks like you. You're a Karen. No one likes you.
Right.
That's why she got let go.
Yeah.
She's I think that's immiserating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
because
when
I
you've got
want
a
to do a
business
good
built
job.
on community, your business is so built on community that when you have somebody that's a cancer to the community, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Ours is not. We would have loved to have. Community is a hard thing to have with online coaching. You have a good relationship. We've done a good job of developing good relationships between clients and coaches, but yours is really built on a community of people interacting together. And if there's a cancer there, you got to cut it out.
She made everybody miserable.
Yeah.
But Burgos's client isn't really like that. But I want to do a good job.
Sure.
And I want to get that person a result. And if anything gets in my way of that, of that goal, then I want to fix that.
Yeah.
And if that's I need to do something better.
Sure.
If that client needs to eat more, like whatever that is, and if that client absolutely prevents me from doing as excellent as I can be, they need to go find another coach.
Sure. Well, I mean, we have entered into we're in a contract with our clients. We've entered into a contract. The client says, like, I'm hiring you and paying you this amount of money for you to program for me and understand what I need, and then I'm going to follow what you program for me, and then I'm going to listen to your technique coaching. And there's clients that will follow the programming perfectly, and then every video I get, I'm like, did you watch the videos of the technique coaching I gave last time? Because you're doing exactly the same thing you did. Anyway.
Well, let's talk about this. So we've got all these advanced lifters, or post-advanced, I'm calling them, right? And I got these clients that I've had for years and years and years. They don't need me for form coaching anymore.
Right.
They either move perfectly or they move as well as they can.
And they're not going to get better.
Like my squat's horrible. I don't need a coach.
Sure.
Sure.
I
don't. And I really struggle with coaching them, like just from a value perspective. Like I want to render good value to them.
Sure.
And there's like one of my clients who was Charity's client, Eric.
Yep.
His knees cave. If it's over X, his knees are going to cave, period.
Yep.
And he's pretty darn strong. He's been doing it a long time. And he's a good faith client, and he never misses.
Right.
We're not going to, when it's heavy, his knees are going to cave.
Sure.
That's period.
Sure.
And I'm like he'll do a set of 5, and it's pretty darn heavy. And I'll be doing the voiceover, on the video. And I'm like, there's an Eric squat.
Yeah, right.
And I would like to render him more value in that way. I don't know how.
I don't think that's what he's paying for at this point.
Well, it's not.
I think understanding that sort of thing, I think they're all that way. So in the beginning, the money isn't in the programming, because the programming is LP and it's the simplest thing on earth. The money that they're paying is in the technique coaching.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, the money's not in the technique coaching. The money's in the programming and the accountability and the relationship, right? So I've talked to Andrew about this a lot. I spend as much time on my video breakdowns just talking about the programming or life or whatever as I do the technique stuff for most of my clients that I've coached for years, because like Brett's the same way. Brett McKay, his form's basically perfect on everything. And same thing, what little thing, like his elbows poke out early on the bench press. Not going to fix it. Tried for years. Right. He's going to do it, right? So I'm just talking to him about, like, how was Yosemite? How's the fam? Whatever. I mean, we're always kind of having a text conversation as well. And so you're just kind of picking up that conversation, and it's the accountability. It's the fact that when they hit record on the phone, coach is going to see it. I'm going to try to do it to my best standards. Like that's what it's there for. And so I don't think you have to worry too much about, like, hey, I've coached this guy for 5 years. I can't fix his squat anymore. That's not what he's paying you to do.
No, it's not. But I want to do well for him.
Of course. Of course.
And,
you should.
I've got a couple of clients who just cannot get their elbows in front of themselves in the bottom of the press, or won't.
Yeah,
I actually think it won't.
Yeah, because if you could stand there for 30 seconds and yank on them, they would.
Of course.
Yeah.
And they won't, and it's not in person, and I can't grab their elbows and shove them together. I'm like, make a cleavage. I'm like, Trudy, come here and watch this guy. Like, give me 3 cues, because I've got a thesaurus out. I'm trying to figure out how to get this person to do it. And gosh, there's just a point where it's as good as it's going to get.
Yep.
And one of my clients, who's one of Charity's old clients, Dan's pretty darn strong. Like he did his 2, 3, 4, 5 about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago. And his squat, he's one of these guys that squats maybe a little heavier than his deadlift, and you know how they're big haunchy guys, they get real strong.
Yeah, sure.
And he drops his hips when he deadlifts. He wants to squat the deadlift up.
Right. And he's a strong squatter.
Yes. So for him, he's really sort of post-advanced. I think he could hit other PRs, but his life is full. He's got kids and a job.
Sure.
So for him, we haven't even talked about this. I just decided that his goal for deadlift was I was going to fix it. And it's been I had him rack pull until he hated me.
Right.
He texted me the other day. He rack pulled 4x5 at 455. He's like, that's enough rack pulls. That's what he texted me. I was like, I don't think it is.
That is a lot of volume.
Yeah. And I have fixed that from time to time.
Sure.
And then it will come back.
Yep.
Charity does it.
Yep.
She'll tuck her hips under, and she's fixed that 5 times, 6 times.
Yep.
So, working on that for him is one of the things we're working on. So the form thing for the, even for the intermediate, like by the time you've run out, 1 week programming for 6 or 8 weeks, like that, your form, you're kind of where you're going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
I need some more coaching clients. So go to barbell-logic.com/shambrick and sign up. And then I'll disabuse you all your boomer notions, and
you could just
try to get you stronger.
Even if you just request him you can always request open coaches.
I need about 5 more right now.
Not me.
I like to have a certain number, because if I'm going to sit down and do it, I want to go ahead and do X.
Right.
Like I don't want to coach. I don't know. I probably have 22.
I think that's about what I've got.
I don't want to have 4. I have to stop what I'm doing and go sit down at the computer and
just 4?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't understand coaches that do that.
No, I want to have
5's about all I can handle. I'm like 5. I got 22. It took me 27 minutes this morning to break down videos.
I would.
I'm 30 minutes or under every day.
Maybe I would like to have more. Mine take longer than that because I'm more thoughtful.
You're more thoughtful.
Yeah.
We've seen a major change moving away from public gyms and into home gyms. I can't imagine going to a public gym anymore. Can you?
No. I have a friend who, he trains heavy twice a week, and then he goes to the public gym and just
has fun,
does bro work, once a week. Sure. I probably need to do some hypertrophy work.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I don't, but I don't enjoy any of this stuff.
I know. I remember.
But
spoonful of medicine.
Public is just in all respects is just done.
Right.
People like freakouts at fast food restaurants where people are like jumping the counter and like wailing on the fry cook. It's like just everything's nuts. Like I'm just not going to go to the airport. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to put myself in confinement with those people for an hour and a half when we're expected to share equipment and all that. Like I'm just, not that I don't want to share it. It's like I don't have evidence that people know how to do that anymore.
That they'll act in good faith.
Right.
You would.
Yeah. Like I'd be like, hey man, can I work in? He's like, I just got 2 more sets. Let me pump it out. I'm late for work. All right, fine.
Right.
You say that to somebody else, they might pick up a 5-pound plate and hit you in the head with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll still, if we travel, I train at public gyms because I enjoy training. And now I also handle it just like I handle an airplane when I've traveled still quite a bit during COVID. I don't know if you remember as early as I got COVID. And so we've traveled quite a bit, but I've got the whole, I don't want to talk to people at the gym and I don't want to talk to people on an airplane. And so I put the earphones in, I stay, put the blinders on, and the earphones work great even if there's not music playing or anything playing because it just says that I can't hear you, so I would prefer to not be talked to. But what's really nice is training in the air-conditioned bedroom of my house with my wife. Like that's, again, I just think that, not trying to make it more than it actually is, but I do think and I know it doesn't work for everybody. I know not everybody can train with their spouse, even when both of you train. There's some people that it just doesn't work well. We train well together. it's a virtuous thing, I think, that we do. I don't think it's necessarily virtuous for everybody. I think my kids have finally, I've never pushed it on my kids. My kids are interested in it, mostly because mom does it, that it's something we do together as a family. Like, and I'm not ever going to fight anybody. Nobody's going to hit me over the head with a weight. Nobody's going to bend my barbells. No,
Right.
like it's that kind of stuff. And so, man, I just,
Right, I'm going to go train and wear a mask. Like, whatever you think of
dude,
mask, I'm not like I'm
no
huffing and
way.
puffing and I'm
No
red-faced.
way.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I don't,
Yep.
I mean, they're uncomfortable. Whatever you think of them, like, nobody enjoys them.
No, right.
Like, I
That's the
don't
thing.
want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to train in your house. It's nice to be able to have the nice equipment. And I would say what's been crazy and what's been great about Rogue really started this, but the massive market of at least U.S. owned equipment companies most of those are still getting their stuff made in China or somewhere.
Yeah, for now.
You've got a tremendous amount of equipment that can be put in a very small place. Now, a few years ago when we started this, you didn't have the fold up racks that went on the wall. Those things, I don't know if you've used them. They're pretty nice. They're pretty sturdy. They're fine. You could squat 600 pounds on those things. You could rack pull 600 pounds on those things. So to be able to, if you have a garage, even if you need to park in it, you can have a home gym. You literally can do it on a 8-foot by 4-foot platform. You don't need an 8-foot by 8-foot anymore because the squat rack folds up against the wall. And so something as simple as that. Again, I know you don't like the term investment. But it is a time investment, right? So while that stuff isn't necessarily going to grow in value, the time that you'll save, and it might be investment in your life to not get killed in a public, just to be able to go do it in your home is nice. So
it's a worthwhile tool.
It is.
Somebody asked about like how my equipment was holding up. Did you see that?
No. Okay.
In one of these questions, I have a number of old York barbells they're older than me. Of course, they're perfect.
Split sleeves
they're perfect, of course. And then I've got a bunch of Rogue barbells, perfect.
Yeah.
Rogue racks, Rogue plates. I've got the calibrated Olympic plate.
Yeah.
Right. Was that what they are?
I think that
Which
is.
one? Urethane bumper competition.
Yeah.
Urethane bumpers. That's what they are. We have two of the Titan benches that have like the dolly handle, and they have two
the
wheels.
Rep Fitness one, right?
It's Rep Fitness. That's right. I have two of those.
Yeah, it's the Rep because it's got the single post, the 5,000.
Yeah,
that's the best bench on the market.
Yeah,
the nice pad.
All of those have had commercial use for a number of years, like 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
and then all that stuff after a year, it looked like it was a year old.
Yeah.
It still looks like it's a year old.
That's right. It gets a little patina on it, and then it's great.
Yeah,
they last forever. I mean, again, it comes back to that. You buy nice equipment, it lasts. You buy a nice barbell for $300, $350, it lasts forever. If you buy a $100 barbell at Walmart, it doesn't.
I wonder how long the urethane on those bumpers will hold up. Like in 50 years, will it crack and like get crumbly? I
don't think so if it's in an air-conditioned room. If it's out in the non-air-conditioned, where it's... Because I would think it would dry rot eventually like a tire would.
Maybe. Yeah, I wonder because...
I mean, my bumper plates still look brand new. It's crazy. And I've got that whatever. It's one step down in price for yours, but I like the look of mine better. The black with just the colored.
I like yours better because it has that lip.
The little lip. It's easier to hold on to.
I have to bear hug mine.
Yeah. I agree. Especially the 55s. You got to put a 55 on. You're like, ugh.
The thing that I miss most because of my detraining is the grip strength.
Right. I started doing that again just in the last few weeks.
Captain's a Crush.
I got all the COCs. So I actually, within an hour of getting down here to Tulsa, so I got a 1.5 and a 2. I can close a 2, no problem with my left hand. And I mean, no problem with my right hand. And I can get it with my left hand. I can close it 3 to 5 times in a row with my right hand. A 2 is tough. I mean, all the guys at my church work construction, work hard, none of them can even get close to closing a number 2 Captain's a Crush. And then I got a 2.5 and I got a 3. They came in while I was here, so I haven't got to try them yet.
They're so expensive. How much are those things
now? I don't
remember.
I don't know.
I bet they're $70 a piece.
No. I think $30, $40 maybe. Yeah, they're not that much.
I used to be able. I could double overhand 405. Yeah. Maybe not 3, but that ain't bad.
No, I did that this week.
What's your best one?
I did 405 for 5 this week, double overhand. When we were in Tulsa with Brett, I did 500 double overhand.
That's pretty serious.
I think that's the most I've ever done. That's a deadlift bar, I'm pretty sure.
But again, the work, like I was when I laid this garden out, I laid out all the rows.
Yep.
So I ended up putting in, let me count, I think I drove about 60 little stakes, wooden stakes with a 3-pound hammer.
Yep.
My forearms were smoked. I could barely grip
Next
it.
day, probably all sore. And yep.
But I really miss the grip strength.
I got those, and I got the rubber band, expand your hand band, so they are all the different, and you put them around your fingers, and you work the extensors and not just the flexors. And so I started thinking like I want to do more grip stuff. Same thing. Like I just felt like when I was doing strongman,
this cut right here,
my grip doing strongman is, because your heavy farmer's walks, 350 pounds in each hand and running down the street with it, like your grip just gets ridiculous. And I don't do that stuff anymore. So I think for the staff block conference this year, we're going to do this in a few weeks. We're going to do a King of the Hill type exhibition, but they don't know what's coming, and I'm about to announce it on the staff will probably know. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do strongman rules, and we're going to do double overhand deadlift for as heavy as you can go, double overhand, and then you can add straps, and we're going to keep going deadlift up with straps. So everybody will have two numbers. So that's right. So you can hitch and you can strap. I want to see the heaviest deadlift we can, but you got to do double overhand first. So double overhand until you can't, and then add straps. And then I think I'm gonna do an overhead axle press. Same thing. You could jerk it, split jerk it, whatever you want to do. And then I've got grip exercises. I bought some of the grip stuff. So I got the pinch gripper thing with the, I get the rolling thunder and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do some of those. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
and then I
cool.
got a bunch of sandbags. We're going to do a group carry and drag medley, like split it up into 2 teams or 3 teams and do it out on the tennis courts.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I don't want to do.
Yeah, I'm aware that you're not going to be there.
My mom's brothers are all still alive. 2 of them have done this kind of thing I'm doing their whole lives.
Yeah. Just
their whole lives.
Like,
just won't. I was talking to my Aunt Carol. She came and helped us butcher chickens last time. And her and my Uncle Henry have done this kind of thing their whole life. And I'm like, what has motivated you to do this? And she's like, it always seemed ridiculous, stupid to me to need food from somebody else.
Right.
Like of all the stuff, like I don't need oxygen from other people.
Right.
But anyway, so these guys, these uncles of mine, they come out and work. And my 80-year-old, my Uncle Everett is 80.
Just to help with the family.
They love it. They love it.
It's like, I'll come out and help drive
he's
fence
like,
posts.
we're all going over to Everett's to build fence. You ought to come. It's going to be fun.
Right? Sounds awesome.
They couldn't wait till they all got retired so they could go to each other's places and help.
That's hilarious.
But
so these guys all worked other like blue collar jobs or whatever, but then also lived on kind of farms.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Everett was a they called him data processing puke back then. He worked for Amoco as in the computer department. But he's 80. Yeah, he's 80. He's about 6'1". He weighs about $180. Dude, I can't. I'm not going to say I can't keep up with him, but I'm 47, and he can do every single thing I do, and his grip is stupid.
Right. See, it would be awesome to get some COCs and some things like that, and just see what those guys can do with their hands.
Crazy.
Mechanics tend to be really good at that because they're constantly turning wrenches, and so
my Uncle Roy and my Uncle Henry were diesel mechanics. In turning greasy screwdrivers, you got to have a grip.
That's right.
And the youngest brother, he's kind of getting frailer, but man, those guys can just hit it.
Huh.
The grip is ridiculous, all of them.
Yep. I'll bet the longer you work out here, the more you'll see that develop over the next couple of years. I think more and more.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you just always have a garden tool in your hand. You're always having, even chainsaw, working chainsaw. Man, your forearms after a while, the big old heavy chainsaw,
splitting firewood with them all.
I wouldn't know. Because I've never split firewood in my life.
But you have to take a sledgehammer and beat a tire with it.
I'm
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. yeah, that's true.
I'm a big fan when Brooke Wells does that, but otherwise, not
so much for you or me.
No.
So that's good. All right, anything else? Did we get it all?
No, we never do, but that's fine.
Well, we got a lot of fun stuff. Hey, thanks for letting me come out and have a conversation. We'll probably split this one in 2. We'll see what the producers want to do. So thanks again for letting me come out, and we're going to eat good, local, rural Oklahoma food tonight.
Right. I don't know about good. There'll be plenty.
Last time was good.
Yeah, it was.
We had all the oysters, all the Rocky Mountain oysters, but then what was it? Turkey fries.
And turkey fries.
Yeah, lamb fries and turkey fries. So probably also not something that's typically on the menus on the coast, but they're pretty good.
No.
I had an excellent ribeye last night. Excellent ribeye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, good. Awesome, man. Starting to get hot. We'll go inside and I'm going to get in some air conditioning at some point.
I got to plug my stuff. I'm not just here to talk to you.
Do it. Plug your stuff. Yeah.
I'm on 3 shows.
Okay.
3 shows. The Online Great Book Show I do with Coach Carl Shute. I do the
Plus
music.
you have Online Great Books as your
Online Great Books
business that goes through the great books.
Yeah, if you want to read Plato and Aristotle and have folks like Carl or some of our other folks lead seminars and, do it right, you can go join us at Online Great Books, and you ought to. You listen to that show. We got the Music and Ideas show. It's Trent and Carl and I, producer Trent. And then the Growing Resilience podcast. It's me and Todd Dwyer, who's a savage. He lives in a burrow, in the ground, and, eats berries and twigs. And people talk about homesteading, and most of us are LARPing.
Yeah, right.
The guy's ridiculous.
Guy's legit.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for years and years. And he's just a fountain of knowledge.
Local, or is he?
No, he's in Eastern Washington.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, and
those guys, you get out in Eastern Washington, Oregon, Western Ohio, Idaho.
Yeah,
is pretty intense out there.
And he's a market gardener, so he gardens for a living, and is very good at it.
Yeah,
and he's just an unbelievable fountain of knowledge. And anyway, that's a good show.
You got your blog as well. Is it just scotthambrick.com?
Yeah, I haven't been doing much there, but you can get on the mailing list there, and if we ever open up chicken or beef sales or whatever to public, that's probably where I would announce it. So if you're interested in that and you're in this area,
to the Midwest.
This is the Midwest. That's right.
All we're going to tell you.
You won't be able to come here to pick up chickens. I'll leave them under a park bench somewhere, and you'll have to come and get it.
Meet you in a Sam's parking lot or something and just drop them off. Right. So it'll be fine. Awesome. Thanks for doing the show.
Yeah.
This was fun. Good conversation. Looking forward to more at dinner tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching on the show. Again, you can watch on the YouTube channel, the Barbell Logic Podcast YouTube channel, or listening. Again, if this has brought you value, if you enjoyed having Scott back, please leave a review. Leave a review and say, I love having Scott Hambrick back, and we'll bring him back a little more often on the show. And a 5-star review. Just, tell us that you enjoyed having Scott back on the show. We'll try to do this every once in a while. Come out here, and I'm out here picking up chickens because I'm on the friend list. So I get
invitation only.
I get the meat before the rest of you guys do, but maybe one day he'll open it up. We expand this farm a little bit more. Probably not, though. Probably just hoard.
I have a plan.
You do?
I do have
for world domination.
No,
just for saving the right
build
people.
Build a fiefdom.
Oh, I got it. That works. So, again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.